Hi boys and girls, let's read the first problem together. The problem says a baker is making croissants. He has 18 pounds of dough. Each croissant is made from 1/8 pounds of dough. How many croissants can he make? Well, first we have to ask ourselves, what is our expression? What is our dividend and what is our divisor? So we have to ask ourselves, what number are we starting with and how many parts does it have? So we are making croissants, well, a baker is making croissants, and he has 18 pounds of dough. Each croissant is made of 18 pounds of dough. So we know that 18 pounds of dough is what he's starting with, and then he's taking that 1/8 pound of dough to make his croissants. So our expression would be 18 divided by 1/8. So let's solve our problem. I have already created an area model for us, or abbreviated area model. So I said, well, here is 1 pound, and it's decomposed, it's partitioned into 1/8 parts. So this is 1/8, well, each of my pound is partitioned into 1/8 parts, 1/8 parts, 1/8 parts. So I said I have to do that for 18 of them. So I noticed that for each pound, there was 8 different parts to it, 8 different partitions. So I said, well, this is 8, 8, and 8. It's going to be the same for all 18 pounds. So I said 18 times 8 because I'm going to have 18 groups of 8 in each one. So I decomposed my 18 into 10 and 2 because 10 plus 8 equals 18. So I said 10 times 8 is 80, and I know that 8 times 8 is 64. So when I add my two add-ins, 80 plus 64, I got 144. So I have to ask myself, does that make sense? Does it make sense that a baker would make 144 croissants if he had 18 pounds of dough and 1/8 pounds of dough he's making for each of those croissants? So my answer would be yes. Now I have to ask myself, what happens if I have my expression different? What happens if I had 1/8 divided by 18? Well, that means that our answer would not be a whole number, it would be a fraction. So does it make sense that a baker would make a fraction of a croissant, so less than 1 croissant? No, that would not make sense. So we had the right expression, and we got an answer of 144. Let's use the calculator to see if we are correct. So we know that he has 18 pounds of dough, and we're dividing that into 1/8 pound for each of the croissants. So if I take my 18 divided by 1, that's my numerator, 8, and hit equal. So I have 18, that's my dividend, divided by my divisor. So how many 1/8s can go into 18? And it's 144, which is the same answer we got. Fantastic. Let's try another one. Let's look at number 2. So the second question says, the kitchen assistant is helping the chef to serve soup. So we're serving some soup today. The chef made 3 pots of soup, and the assistant is putting 1/16 cups of cream on top of the soup in each bowl. There are 12 cups of cream. How many bowls of soup can the assistant help prepare? So I see that there's 3, 1/16, and 12. So I need to ask myself, do I need to have all of those numbers, or am I going to only need some of those numbers? So let me read that again. So the kitchen assistant is helping the chef to serve soup. The chef makes 3 pots of soup, and the assistant is putting 1/16 cups of cream on top of the soup in each bowl. There are 12 cups of cream. How many bowls of soup can the assistant help prepare? Well, I noticed that they're putting 1/6 cup of cream on top of the soup. And we know that there's 12 cups of cream. So we need to figure out how many bowls of soup the assistant can prepare for the cream. So we already know there's 3 pots of soup. So we don't quite need this information in order to solve the problem. All we need to know is that there's 1/16 cups of cream that they're putting on top of the soup. And we know that there's 12 cups of cream. So we need to ask ourselves, what is being partitioned? What is being divided? The 1/6 cups of cream or the 12 cups of cream? Well, our 12 cups of cream is what is being divided into our 1/16. Because we have 12 cups, and we're going to take that and we're going to measure 1/16 of a cup and put that on top of our soup. And we're going to keep doing that. So our 12 is what's being partitioned. So again, I have a model. And this time I have 12. So I have 4 and 4. So that's 12. Or you can say I have a 4x3 array. And I partitioned it into 16ths. And then I noticed again that this has 16 and 1. This has 16 and 1. So I did that for all of them. So then I have to ask myself, how many 16s are there? So again, I'm going to multiply. You can use repeat addition or whatever strategy you like. But I noticed that there are, I'm going to try writing upside down again, 12 times 16, because I have 12 groups, and each group has 16 in each one. So I could multiply, or I'm going to multiply. I could multiply using my algorithm or another strategy. I'm going to use the area model for mine, and I'm going to say that this is 10 and 2, and this is 10. Oops, you can't see it. Sorry. There we go, 10 and 6. So 10 times 10 is 100. 2 times 10 is 20. 10 times 6 is 60. And 2 times 6 is 12. So then I have to add up all of my numbers. So I know 100 plus 60 is 160. Plus my 20 is 180, plus my 12 equals 192. So how many bowls of soup can the assistant help prepare? Well, he can prepare 192 bowls of soup. Again, we have to ask ourselves, does our answer make sense? Does it make sense that the kitchen assistant would make 192 bowls of soup for their restaurant? Well, yes. But what happens if we had the wrong expression? What happens if it was 1/16 divided by 12? Well, then that means our answer would not be a whole number like we have. That means it's going to be a fraction. Does it make sense that they're going to have a fraction of a bowl if they already had pots? No. So that is not the right expression. So we had the right expression. So our answer is 192. Let's check our work using our calculator. So we are dividing 12 cups of cream by 1/16 cups to put on top. So we're going to put 12 divided by 1 is my numerator, 16, and we got the same answer. Fantastic. Let's try one more. We're going to skip number 3 because it's a 2-step problem, and we know that we only have to do 1 step for our unit for division of whole numbers and unit fractions. So let's look at number 4. Number 4 says, Grandma made apple pie. Josh and his brother Joe finished 1/4 of it. Then 3 friends came over and shared the leftover pie. How much of the pie did each friend eat? So we know that they made some apple pie, and then Josh and his brother Joe finished 4/5 of it. But then 3 friends came over and shared the leftover pie. So if they ate 4/5 of the pie, how much is left over for 3 friends to eat? Well, I have my model representing partitioned into fifths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So Josh and his brother Joe ate 4/5 of it. So Joe and Josh ate this much. So that means there's only 1/5 left of the pie. And 3 friends came over to eat it. So we need to partition that into 3 equal pieces, as equal as we can get, and that's not very equal. Let's try that again. That's a little bit better. So, let me just erase it so we don't get it confused. So we know that a friend could eat this one, a friend could eat this piece, and a friend could eat this piece. So how much total were there? Well, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is 5, 10, 15. That's my total, that's my denominator. And each friend can have 1 of these pieces, so that's 1/15. My expression is 1/5, because that's how much we partitioned, divided by 3, because that's how many friends came. So we have 1/5 of apple, 1/5 of the pie. We don't need to know the brain. The kind, 1/15 of the pie. Each friend can have. So it's important that we read the problem and not just use 4/5, because if we use 4/5, we would have gotten the answer incorrect, because that's how much they ate, but they want to know how much is left over. Let's check our work using a calculator. So we have 1 is my numerator, 5, divided by 3 equals 1/15, which is the answer we also got. So let's say, does our answer make sense? How much of the pie did each friend eat? Does it make sense that each friend ate a fraction of the pie? Yes. What happens if we had the wrong expression? What happens if we wrote 3 divided by 1/5? That means our answer would be a whole number. So let's just use our calculator to see what that would be. 3 divided by 1 is my numerator, 5, would give me 15. Does it make sense that each friend ate 15 pies when they only had 1 to start with? No, that doesn't make sense. So it's important that we ask ourselves, what is being divided? And then we go back and revisit our question and ask ourselves, does this make sense?